In the last episode of Keep Dreaming Garage.
Is this human hair? Here we got an ancient French fry.
Ew.
That's definitely human hair and dog hair. This is nasty over here.
What is this? This is disgusting.
And in this episode, look how nasty these seats are. This is the first thing that we're going to get to.
We're going to use the extractor with hot water and steam, and we're using the Adams extractor shampoo to deep clean the seats. So hopefully this will help. I don't know how many passes we can do, but we're just going to try to get all of this out. Like I'm tired of seeing this on my seats. Like these seats look so beat. So the seats extracted, we're going to show you what the water looks like in here after. Let's do what we've all been waiting for a while now.
Thanks to Adams Polishes for sending us stuff to clean this rolling biohazard of a car. Ew, man, look at these seats. It's 17 years worth of human slime, and whatever happened in this car just got embedded in these seats. Ugh. But seriously though, what is this stuff? It came out of the seats, and look how nasty that water is.
So far the seat's looking pretty good. We got a lot of the water extracted out of it with the detergent, and I just refilled a bottle. But now is the moment of truth. So let's pull this 50-50 back. So you can see all of this stuff we haven't done and this stuff we have done. And for those that are going to say that this is wet, that's why it looks better, that's wet right there, but that doesn't look any better. So I don't know if you can see, but this crustified whatever this is, feces, just farts, whatever it is, we're gonna extract that. I'm sure you guys are gonna enjoy that. I'm gonna enjoy that. That's gonna be really satisfying seeing that stuff come out, hopefully. So let's get going here. It takes about 30 seconds for the steamer to kick in. Once the light goes off, the steam's ready. Ew.
This took a couple hours to do. I did the base and the backrest of this seat multiple times, and look at what the extractor pulled out of these seats.
This is it. Look how dark and murky this water is. This is all from one seat. We haven't even done the door cards yet or the carpet inside the car. Ugh. Look at that. Ugh, so nasty. Yummy. Look at that. Oh, and look at all that stuff in there. Ah, that's so gross.
If you like the shirt I'm wearing, head to the link in the description and grab your own.
I can't believe this thing cleaned up so nice. So we went over it with the extractor multiple times. We knew when to stop when the water that it was sucking up was clean. And one of the things that we noticed was the big stains that were here, here, and here weren't coming out. So what we ended up doing was we bought a soft cotton agitation pad. It's just a cotton scrub pad from Adams, and you guys can see this is like some of the dirt, some of the nastiness in there. We've already rinsed this out. We use this to agitate all that nastiness out, and if you guys come over here, you guys can see what it looks like, what it looked like before right here on the seat. So that's what it looked like before, and what it looks like now is like this. These are pretty damp, so they'll take a little while to dry, but I'm really happy with the way these came out. Like, they look great.
Doing this, you can get pretty carried away, and I made sure to not oversaturate the seat with water because it would take way too long to dry. You want to make sure that you keep going over the seat until the water that the extractor is pulling out is clear. The second seat did not disappoint. Look at how nasty this water is. We kept chipping away until the water was clear and the seats were clean. When you're doing a deep clean like this, it's easy to overlook details, but we didn't. We cleaned up all the plastics and didn't forget the handrail that slides the seat forwards and backwards because that was nasty. One of the things that's overlooked is the belt buckle release switch. It's not black, it's actually all red. So we used one of the little pick things from Adams and picked out all the nastiness that was built up. The back seats were nowhere near as bad as the front seats, and we got those cleaned up pretty quickly.
So it was a massive day. My girlfriend and I got the seats cleaned up. Those took a lot of effort, but I'd like to say that those came out really good. I'd say they came out to about an 8 out of 10, which is exactly where I wanted them. We cleaned up all the trim. We found a free toothbrush, right? And I got the back seats done. These cleaned up pretty good. Though that lower base of it has a tear in it, and it has a couple other marks in it that I couldn't get out just from using an extractor. So in the future, I might replace that. We'll see, doesn't matter. But tomorrow we're going to pick it up again, and we're going to get the door cards all cleaned up, and finally we're going to get started on the inside of the car. That carpet needs a lot of work, so we're going to pick all of that up tomorrow. So it's another day, and I already got started on the seats. So normally the seat brackets on the GDs, they rust where the bolts go through into the chassis. So I sanded that down and I hit it with a coat of paint. While that's drying, we're going to look over the rest of the stuff, see if there's any stains left on the back seats, because I want to get those in today. And then today we're going to come up with a game plan of cleaning the inside of that car. And I think I'm going to start with a new toy that I got. It's a Tortador attachment to blow all the dust and dirt out. Yeah, there's a lot to do, but you know what? As the faster we can get all this done, it's a warm day today, it'll dry. Hopefully we'll be able to drive this car in the next 2 days. So let's just get straight to it. We're in the car now, and this is the tool that I was telling you guys about. So what this does is it basically shoots turbulent air, which loosens up all of this stuff. So you guys can see this stuff. We already vacuumed the carpet, and this stuff just won't come up. This is embedded in the carpets.
Using the Tortador attachment on an air compressor plus the vacuum, we were able to lift all that embedded dirt and dust that was in the carpet, and it cleaned right up.
Once you hit it with that Tortador thing, all the embedded stuff comes out of the fibers. This is going to be a lot of work because you guys can see there's a lot of stuff down there and it's pretty nasty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the worst side first. So I'm going to do all of this, and basically what I'm going to end up doing is vacuuming, then using the Tortador, then vacuuming, and just going back and forth until I get this as cleaned up as possible. And once we do that, we're going to wipe down stuff in here because right now it's getting blown everywhere. So back to work. I gotta tell you, this thing makes really good progress. If you're trying to get a really, really nasty interior clean. The driver's side looks pretty good, as good as it can look. It has like 177,000 miles on it, so it's not too bad.
Using the Tortador can get really messy, so I decided to use the vacuum one last time to vacuum the entire interior, and then we wiped down where the back seats go, and then it was time to install the back seats.
So we just made a lot of progress. We got the back seats in, we got all that stuff cleaned up. The Tortador thing blew all the dust and dirt around, so we're going to wipe the doors down before we put the door cards in. But before we can even do that, we need to clean these. And as you can see, these are pretty disgusting right here. So I don't know what that is. It looks like a similar kind of thing that was on the seats. This is nasty. This doesn't really matter. You'll never see this, but I'll know it's there. So I'm going to wipe this down and get all this like cleaned up.
We used the same techniques on the door cards as we did on the seats, and they cleaned up really good.
So we just put all the door cards back in. Those actually cleaned up really nicely. And I know I've been saying that about a lot of the stuff, but I'm actually really surprised how good everything is coming back together. If I draw your attention over here, so we need to use the Tortador to blow all the dust and the dirt out of these carpets right here.
Using the Tortador attachment was really effective on the floor mats, but man, all that sand coming out was just sandblasting my face. But this tool made sure that there was no sand or anything left in the floor mats, and it was ready to be extracted. With the floor mats clean and my skin exfoliated, it was time to extract these floor mats. Believe it or not, these floor mats were actually pretty clean. They just took a few passes from the steam extractor and they were cleaned up. The trunk mat got the same treatment. What we did was we used the Adams upholstery cleaner on it, and then afterwards we used the extractor. Look at how good these floor mats cleaned up. I was actually going to toss these, but they turned out so nice that we're actually going to use these in the car.
It's another day and another day of detailing the car. It's day 4 of cleaning this nasty car. But so far, we're making a lot of good progress. Last night we had a late night cleaning the floor mats and stuff, and I used this Adams multi-foaming cleaner that I got, and the driver's carpet had a bunch of like glue or whatever it was, and honestly this was able to pull it up. So I used this on the trunk mat, and what I'm going to do today is I'm going to spot clean the carpet in the car using this and just a brush.
At this point, the seats have been drying for a couple days now, and look at how good they look. I can't believe they cleaned up as good as they did. The worst of the stains were on the base of the seats, and it pretty much came out.
So we're in the car now, and I've already done the passenger side, and it cleaned up really good. That carpet upholstery cleaner from Adams actually pulled up a lot of that stuff, and I was able to use the extractor to get it out with the steam. And then what I did after was I used a microfiber towel. You guys can see right here, you guys can see the difference between the microfiber towels. So what I did was basically after there was moisture and water left in the carpet, I used this to scrub it down to get as much excess moisture and water out so it can dry as fast as possible. Hopefully we can drive this car tomorrow. I really want to put in all the seats, the interior, and drive this car. So while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to do this side, but I actually put a little Easter egg in this car. I love putting Easter eggs in my cars. I don't know what it is. I don't want to sell this car. I'm probably not going to sell this car, but if you guys look over here, I put a little Easter egg right here underneath the back seat. Ew, there's that neon green stuff. We got this side of the carpet cleaned, and it came out pretty good, actually. There were quite a few stains here, and just they dropped food, they dropped sauce, whatever it was in here, but we got all that out. I gotta say, for an abused interior, this car is not so bad. I know there's a hole right here and a tear right here, but honestly, the rest of this carpet looks really good, and it cleaned up really good. So now what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm just going to take a microfiber towel and just go over it like this, and just get whatever moisture that I can get out of it so I can help it dry faster. You guys can see like some of it's coming out. So I'm gonna do that, and then after that we have to clean the dashboard, the trims right here, and this headliner's pretty nasty too.
Cleaning the car is all in the details, so I used my broken spray bottle and sprayed Simple Green on the B pillar and used a stiff bristle brush to clean the last of the trim inside the car.
I like to clean the seat belts on my car since this thing is so old and everything was really dirty. What I'm going to do is I got a microfiber towel, it's damp, hot water, and I wrung it out so it's pretty dry. And you pull the seat belt out all the way, then you sandwich it in between the microfiber towel, and then you just pull down. Let it go, pull down. It self locks, so you always stay in the same position that you were. And then you just keep doing this. Always self-locks. Okay.
Just taking Simple Green or warm water on a microfiber towel and just wiping the plastics of your interior down can go a really long way and prevent stuff like this from happening.
Back pillars cleaned, we got the seat belts cleaned, we got all the trim and the door handles cleaned. The last thing that's left in here is the dashboard. That's one of the only things we haven't cleaned yet, and now that the sun is not hitting the car directly, I'm going to take the Adams interior cleaner, spray it on there, use a brush, and then use a microfiber towel, and then we should be done. It's been a lot of work.
We are so close to getting everything back together. One of the last things to do is clean that dashboard. I don't think this car has ever been wiped down, but at least everything was in good shape. Nothing was really damaged, so it just needed a good wipe down. Having a nice and clean car is way more inviting to drive than having a nasty, sticky car. If you're sitting in a car that smells or where the surfaces are sticky, you're not going to want to be in your car. Look how disgusting the steering wheel was. If you're going to clean anything in your car, just take a microfiber towel, warm water, or Simple Green, whatever you have, and just go wipe your steering wheel down. I'm really happy with how good this interior looks, and it doesn't smell funky in here anymore. With that done, it was time to put the front seats back in. Having 2 people help do this makes it a breeze. You don't want to damage your dashboard or your trim, and having one person lift it up and the other person guide it in is the best technique that we found.
So we got the seats in, and I gotta tell you, it's been so much work, and it feels so nice to actually sit in the seat. Now it's time to put the center console in, so I have it right here. It should just be a few screws. Subaru interiors are so easy to put back together. Like this is the home stretch right here. This carpet, look how clean this carpet and floor mat is. Like, it's so shaggy looking. We have covers on the seats. I just put like a Subaru shirt over it just because I don't want to sit on it with my dirty clothes. So before I drive this car, I'm probably going to shower just because of like how much we cleaned it, and I want it to stay clean.
Besides the usual wear and tear, the interior of this car is actually in pretty good shape. With all of the interior trim pieces cleaned up, it was time to reinstall everything.
I bought a Forester a long time ago, and it came with this, and I thought this was genius. So I took it out of the car before we got rid of it, and let's see here. Here we go. So now this just sits right here. That's perfect. It's been like 5 months since I bought this car, and it was nasty. And the whole time we were doing the engine stuff, nothing was cleaned because we were too busy fixing the shifter, cleaning the engine bay, putting the engine together, doing all those changing the axle boots, changing ball joints. God, there's so much to do, and now there's still a lot left to do. But I'm happy that the interior's clean. That like funk that was in here, the sweaty bong weed smell in here is gone. The only thing left to do after the seats are in and everything's dry is we're going to wipe the headliner down, because I do see that it's pretty nasty up here.
With the shift knob on, it was time to change the wipers.
Cool. All right, new wipers are in. Man, that one was a pain to get off. That thing was like stuck on there, but I know what you're thinking. Andy, are you really gonna leave these wiper arms just like this? And same thing with the cowl, it's so faded looking. Don't worry, I also have a plan for that. You guys will see that in another video. There's one more thing that I'm going to be doing tonight, and that is adjusting the headlights. And let me show you how to do it, because there is so much debate online and on the forums and on Nasiok about people like talking about headlight adjustment and stuff. So let me just show you guys how to do it really quick. So fresh and so clean. Absolutely love it. There is a little 8mm white plastic nut on the back of your headlight. And when you turn it, it adjusts your headlights like this. Like this. Right now, the headlights in this car are literally pointing down to the ground, and it's actually pretty dangerous to drive at night. I had to drive with my high beams on, and I hate doing that. Don't be that person that drives with your high beams on, blinding everybody, especially if you drive one of those new cars. Adjustment dial right over here. And that adjustment dial is what also moves your headlights up and down. That was a lot of work, but we changed the wipers on the car. We put a new little gas cap holder, but those are little things. We cleaned the whole inside of the car. We deep cleaned it. If you guys look around, this garage had the front seats, the rear seats, all the plastics, the center console, everything in here. And now look, it's empty. So we're not done yet. We're going to do a couple other things. I'm just waiting for those things to come in the mail, and we'll show you guys that stuff tomorrow. But for tonight, I'm going to go drive the car, break it in, and also adjust those headlights.
We had broken cup holders in the back of our car, so we found this 07 Impreza in our local junkyard, and we grabbed those cup holders for our car.
We got a little bit of wear and tear, but that's okay. We got new cup holders, even though nobody's probably gonna sit back here, but I wanna make sure that I have everything functioning. Okay, so it's a new day, and this time I'm sitting in the car because we got the seats in, I got the floor mats in, and we got the rear seats in too, so everything looks good. Now, the next thing I was going to do was change the LEDs that are in the car right here. You guys can see this one's on. These are factory, and they're really not that bright anymore.
I don't know about you, but I like to be able to see at night, so we installed some new LEDs, and now we were in business.
This one has one as well, and I'm pretty sure, whoops, it's the same bulb size.
It turns out somebody in the past shoved a huge LED light in here and it messed up the mounting points. So all I did was I bent them back and I installed the proper LED.
Something you guys stare at when you're driving the car is your gauge cluster. And the first thing I noticed when I drove this car was it's so messed up. I think the first time we drove the car, Ben and I drove this car after we put a new power steering pump on it. And I noticed how scratched up and beat up the lenses. So I actually have a spare lens sitting around that came out of my 04 STi because I got a new one. So I'm going to show you guys how to change that. And honestly, it's going to make such a big difference. Okay, so all you're going to need is a shorty, stubby Phillips head screwdriver, and you're going to take out the 2 screws that are in here holding the bezel for your cluster out. There we go, just has some clips. There we go. And there you go. That's 1, that's 2. I don't know if you guys can hear the popping, but once you get them out, there you go. There you go. Okay. Here is the old gauge cluster. This is such a rewarding little thing to do. It's not perfect, but it's better. If the other one's like 30% good, this one's like 90% good. To install it, all you do is you slide it over here, guide it up, make sure you get these in first right here, and then pop. There you go, easy as that. You guys are probably gonna be like, Andy has a story for everything. One day I was going to the gym in my 04 and I had my protein shake right here in the passenger seat. And it was, you know, sealed and everything. And somebody in front of me braked really hard. So I braked really hard and it went flying from here to here and it opened. And I had these WeatherTechs and all of the contents of the bottle got pooled right here. I got so lucky. So if you guys are thinking about getting anything for the inside of your car, definitely consider getting some WeatherTechs. They didn't sponsor this video. I've just had them in all my cars and I absolutely love them. It's an awesome product.
One of the things that I like to do to my cars is I install a matte black visor, and this really helps with driving in the sun, and it looks pretty cool.
One of the last things that we're going to do to the car is we're going to clean all of the glass. Now, we got the whole interior in, we got the WeatherTechs in, we even got the visor put on, and back seats are in, all that stuff's taken care of. The car drives buttery smooth. We had a bunch of power steering issues before we even pulled the engine, and then even when we put the new engine in, but we got a new suction hose from Dalton Subaru with new clamps, and turns out if you're having power steering pump issues, that is most likely the culprit. I was having issues after bleeding it, you know, going back and forth and turning the wheel. Nothing solved it. What did solve it was a brand new suction hose and brand new clamps, because those clamps are like double-walled clamps, so they're really strong and they don't let any air in.
I'm a pretty big fan of being able to see at night, so taking a little bit of glass cleaner and a new microfiber towel and wiping your glass from the inside and outside goes a long way.
It's no longer, you know, a rolling biohazard, and I don't have to burn my clothes every time I drive it because I'm wearing my new WRX Keep Dreaming shirt that I actually just got yesterday, and I'm actually really excited about this shirt. So check out the shop, get yourself something cool. Anyways, I gotta clean this headliner.
The headliner might look clean on camera, but trust me, this thing is disgusting.
So I tried to do the least aggressive method first, and I started on the back because it had the least amount of issues and stains here, but it's still not really coming up, especially where the driver's side window is, right over here on this arch. And right here in this like little hump right here, there's so much dirt. I think what I'm going to try and use is we're going to use some sort of cleaner on the towel, and then we're just going to try and agitate it a little bit. I'm trying to be as gentle as I can because the last thing I want is to have, you know, the fabric sagging in this car. Wow, it looks incredible in here.
After spending a couple hours on the headliner, we got it cleaned up and looking really good.
It looks 1,000 times better. There were so many questionable stains up here. There were red stains, you know, just who knows what that could be, right? But we got all of that stuff cleaned up and we did a nice little comparison. So I haven't peeled this off, so let's see. You ready? You ready? All right. Wow, dude, no way. Look at that. That's crazy. That's what the headliner looked like. And now look at it. We used the Sonax Alcantara cleaner, and this actually worked really good. This we sprayed on the headliner itself, then we sprayed the Sonax on the cotton scrub pad, and we basically just agitated it, and then we used a microfiber towel to get it all up. So this was a brand new microfiber towel. It's so much cleaner in here. It makes me happy, makes my OCD happy, so.
Using the last of our cleaners, we were able to clean the rest of the headliner up, and to my surprise, these headliners are actually pretty well made. We mildly agitated the headliner with the cotton scrub pad, and it handled that really well.
With the headliner that wraps about the whole car up, the whole inside is no longer a rolling biohazard. We got everything cleaned up. I just want to thank my girlfriend for helping me clean behind the scenes. Without her, this would have taken weeks instead of days. I think it took a total of 5 to 6 days to clean everything and fix everything. Now, I just want to recap what we did really quick. We deep cleaned the seats, we deep cleaned the carpet, we got new sun visors, thanks Noah, and the power steering is buttery smooth. We put a visor on the car. I also want to mention, if you guys like the video and you guys want to support the channel, check out some of our merch. So this is the hoodie version of something new that just dropped. You can get yourself some stickers or some apparel. We ship anywhere in the world. I make this stuff by myself and I ship it anywhere. If you want more videos of the car, please consider supporting. Link is in the description. And I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. There's a lot of questionable stains here that are all over the place. You know, you never know. Maybe they were eating Cinnabon in the back seat, and you know the stuff fell on the seat, and they're just like this. Or maybe that's other stuff.
Dude, what in the? No.